NASCAR fans, what is up and welcome back to Lucky Dog on the Track. I'm Ben, your host, and today we're going to be going over a full-blown lawsuit. Now you think there's enough drama on the track, but there's even more of it.
Wish you were a lawyer instead of a race car driver?
I'm fascinated by it. NASCAR fans roll their eyes, they just want to see racing, right? I don't know if entertained is the right word, but just fascinated with like what is legal, what isn't legal. I should have paid more attention in school, for sure.
This drama dates back to last October when 2311 and Front Row Motorsports hit NASCAR with an antitrust lawsuit. And now NASCAR has fired back, not just playing it defensive, but full on attacking these teams. NASCAR is now accusing 2311 and Front Row Motorsports of forming an illegal cartel to mess with the sport's financial system. But one of the biggest questions turning heads now is, could this change NASCAR forever? Or is this just another move by the France family to keep control? This is Lucky Dog on the Track, and we're about to break it all down for you. So let's dive right in. Let's start with what happened recently in this drama. NASCAR filed a lawsuit against the two teams that have been very vocal about the financial struggles that NASCAR teams face under the NASCAR Charter. The lawsuit accuses these teams, and specifically Curtis Polk, a high-up executive and longtime partner of Michael Jordan, of forming an illegal cartel to push NASCAR's hand in any future decisions about the team charters. NASCAR claims that they used media pressure, boycotting, and even interference in NASCAR's TV deals to get their way. Now you're probably wondering, wait, isn't this the same sport that kind of operates as a monopoly? The same NASCAR that has complete control over the Cup Series, owns most of the tracks, and negotiates TV deals without any input from teams? Yeah, and that's where it gets really interesting. NASCAR essentially runs a charter system, which is a franchise-like agreement that gets teams confirmed spots into races. The issue is that NASCAR controls these charters, and essentially teams can be taken away, stopped, or not given access at any time. But here's the kicker: the NASCAR charter expires at the end of the 2024 season. Teams have already been pushing for permanent charters, more revenue from TV sales, and more financial stability. They argue that they take on so many costs, but NASCAR takes the majority of ticket sales and TV revenue. Now 2311 and Front Row Motorsports, along with other teams in the RTA, have been leading the charge to change the system. They've been vocal about that frustration, and Polk is one of the leading voices in trying to change this, calling for a financial restructuring. So how does NASCAR respond? Well, by going full attack mode. They filed a lawsuit accusing the teams of doing the same thing that they're suing for. NASCAR's lawsuit basically states that 2311 and Front Row Motorsports have essentially tried to ensure that new teams don't come into NASCAR, try to force NASCAR into deals that only benefit themselves, and use media leaks and public pressure to get their way. One of the biggest accusations is that teams have basically threatened to withhold their participation if they don't get their way, essentially staging a boycott if NASCAR didn't meet their demands. Now that's a bold claim. If it's true, it would have been a massive power move from these teams. But here's the thing, NASCAR's power is so strong that it leaves teams with few ways to get their way. If they want better financial terms, what options do they really have? Now, Jeffrey Kessler, a high-profile attorney representing 2311 and FRM, said that NASCAR's suit is a meritless distraction and a desperate attempt to shift attention away from its own unlawful monopolistic actions. And of course, not everyone is buying NASCAR's argument. Denny Hamlin, who's the co-owner of 2311 and one of the sport's most outspoken drivers, took no time in clapping back. On his podcast, Actions Detrimental, Hamlin laughed at the idea that Curtis Polk, who has decades of experience in business and negotiations, just doesn't understand NASCAR. He dismissed the lawsuit as absurd and basically said that it was just NASCAR's way of trying to silence opposition.
It came as a surprise to me, the accusations that were said. All I can really tell you is that, I've been in business now with Curtis for 5 years. The guy is one of the most respected businessmen. He helped us build this race team into a championship caliber team. by year 5. Our side, you heard their side, but ultimately when we got in a courtroom, the judge listened to facts and made judgment based off of the facts that he heard. I found many of those things quite laughable. My favorite was saying that Curtis doesn't know NASCAR business. I'll give you an analogy, but that's like saying a chef doesn't know how to cook. That's what he does. The guy knows the business.
And honestly, Hamlin has a point. NASCAR has a history of cracking down to any challenge from an authority. From fines for speaking out to drivers, to controlling nearly every aspect of the sport's business model. They don't like giving up power. Now the big question is, what is next? And what does this hold for the future of NASCAR? Well, this lawsuit could take months or even years to play out. But here's a few things to keep your eye out for. Will NASCAR be forced to open its books in court? And if so, this could reveal some serious secrets about how money flows in the sport. Could this also push other teams to express how they feel about the sport? You know, 2311 and Front Row are named in the lawsuit, but there are many other teams that feel the same way. And finally, will this lead to a real change in how NASCAR operates? If teams keep pushing, it might finally force NASCAR to change its business model. So what's really going on here? This isn't just about one lawsuit, it's about the future of NASCAR. The teams are tired of being financially squeezed, but NASCAR does not want to give up control. The lawsuit also comes at a crucial time. NASCAR is just renewing its TV deals and teams want a bigger cut. If they win, this could completely shift the power dynamic, giving teams more security and financial stability. On the other hand, if NASCAR wins, it could give their message out clearly that we don't want anyone pushing us, and if you do, we will fight back. So there you have it, fans, one of the wildest battles in NASCAR history, with not just millions of dollars, but also the future of the sport on the line. Is it just NASCAR trying to take control, or did 2311 and FRM really go too far? Drop your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Let's get the discussion rolling. Don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button along with the bell so that you never miss another upload. Do share this video with your friends. For now, keep the conversation rolling on Lucky Dog on the Track.